Shalom. First and foremost, call Elohim, Wakabah, like Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And I don't know if this is going to be a long video, however the spirit may allow. But I was checking out this clip, and this is the foreign minister of China. And based on some of the things that he had to say, just it made me think of a few scriptures, and I was like, let me go ahead and actually make a video on it. And he's actually gonna basically tell the truth about the West and how NATO's been moving, since its inception. And we know that NATO, pursuant to the book of Revelation, is the beast. All right, we had the European Union, which started off by the Treaty of Rome, or started off as the Treaty of Rome, and it segued into what they call the European Economic Community, and then it became the European Union, which started off with 10 countries and delegated into I believe 28 countries now. And majority of those European countries, they all are part of the NATO alliance, along with America. We know that America is the great whore that rides the beast, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So you got this regime showdown between the East and the West, or the West representing the beast, Europe, America, Canada, so on and so forth. And on the East, you have Russia, China, Iran, India, all those different countries over there. And this right here is just more shameful spewing on the glory of Esau, because everything that you're going to hear this foreign minister speak is actually supported by the Bible, what the Bible says concerning this devil and how he moves. All right, so anyway, what I'll do is I'm gonna play it, and then I'm gonna bring some scriptures out. These are scriptures that should actually come to mind when you hear it. All right, so anyway, let's listen. As a matter of fact, because he's speaking in his language, just read the subtitles.
众所周知，北约是一部战争机器。北约的历史是一部不断制造冲突和发动战争的历史。冷战已经结束多年，北约本应退出历史舞台，却到处制造动荡，祸乱世界。北约已沦为美国推行霸权的工具，沦为美国发动战争的打手。北约声称尊重别国主权和领土完整，但其所作所为却无一例外地破坏了他国的主权和领土完整。北约打着人道主义的幌子对外发动战争，却无一例外地给他国造成了严重的人道主义灾难。亚太是和平稳定锚、发展增长极、合作新高地，是当今世界最具发展潜力的地区。北约在欧洲的不断扩张，已经酿成乌克兰危机。如今，北约试图进一步突破地域和界限，在亚太挑起集团对抗，这势必会给地区和全球安全带来巨大危险。北约越来越构成对世界和平与安全的系统性挑战。亚太各国欢迎共筑和平、共谋发展、一起来成事的努力，不欢迎煽风点火、 制造对抗、一心想搞事儿的企图。北约应立即放弃穷兵黩武的错误做法，放弃搞乱欧洲、搞乱亚太、搞乱世界的图谋。
So he pretty much laid into their ass, man. All right. Basically, why do the NATO alliance even still exist when the cold world have been long gone, is been done. All right. And you since then had the Warsaw Pact, which Europe became split into two opposing factions. You had the US backed NATO side, and then you had the Warsaw Pact, which were countries supported by the Soviet Union. And since then, NATO has been expanded and taken all that territory from, the former Soviet Union, which is why Russia today is on some. We need to get some of our land back and push back NATO's expansion, because they're really, they're trying to basically extend their power to maintain uh, world dominance, even to have posture over both the East and the West. That's why they over, in the Middle East. That's why they're, all in Syria, just waging all type of proxy wars. That's why they're trying to uh, intervene in Taiwan and provoking China. So, this is pretty much pushback from those Eastern countries mainly, and this is China, basically speaking out. All right, and all I could think of was Habakkuk, the second chapter, Revelation 6 and 4. Like all these scriptures came to mind. All right, and then before I even get those scriptures, just look back at the history of Esau's in interventions. All his attempts at overthrowing governments. All right, waging wars, causing sabotage, destruction to whole towns and cities. All right, attempt at regime changes. This is all his history. And since they've been in power, name one moment in history since they've been in power where the world has ever been at peace. You won't find it. So he clearly had a point. Now, you go to Google Images and type in U.S. intervention since World War II, this is all, you know, the great horror and the beast that the horror rides upon. This is their works. This is their history. Yeah, open up image in a new tab. And this is just a long list. So this devil never he's never arrested. All right, he's never arrested. All he can do is just go around and destroy, pillage, meddle into other people's matters, affairs, trying to impose his policies, his democracy, which is that wine. It says that in Habakkuk the second chapter, he transgresseth by wine. Therefore, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. This is an example of that, man. If you're not living how we see you're supposed to live, you're not living according to our image and likeness, then we got problems, and we might need to catch that head up, you know. So you see all these lists of countries, man, that can all say that they've been attacked, you know, they've been destabilized. There's been attempts of regime change in their country, an attack on their economy. All right, the taking of their resources, because Esau is driven by greed. His greed, his greed for power and control of resources and wealth. That's what drives him. That's why the scriptures talk about I believe it might be an apocrypha where it says the care of riches causes one to lose sleep. Let me see if I can find that. And that's all this devil's concerned with, man. Control, power, and resources, wealth, money. Let me see. Just type in sleep. Yep. Okay. I think this is it. This is Sirach 31 and 1. It says, "Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep." You see that? So that's why Esau doesn't sleep. That's why he's constantly at war, right? Constantly meddling in different affairs. He can never just stay put. All right. It says they sleep not except they have done mischief. All right. And they lose sleep unless they cause some to fall, man. Get Proverbs uh that 4:16. Yeah, Proverbs 4:16 says they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Violence surrounds them. All right, because all they care about is their greed, their insatiable appetite for power. All right. And then it also says in Micah 6:11. Yeah, Micah 6:12. It says, "For the rich man thereof are full of violence, and inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth." Yeah, when they try to speak peace, not to trust him. All right. It tells you that in Psalms, the 55th chapter. You know, his words are smoother than butter, but wars in his heart. They're smooth like oil, but they're drawn swords. Okay. So, that's his motivation. Okay. His riches. Psalm 73. In Psalm 73, verse 3, it says, For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. And they have firm strength because they have militaries that they fund. A lot of these militaries, the elites control and fund. They fund these wars to keep going. It makes them super rich. All right. All these militaries and these corporate backed entities, they all are under they're under the Rothschilds and the globalists. So they have firm strength. But guess what? That goes back to the blessing that Isaac gave Esau on the deathbed. That not only would he be given the dew from heaven and the fatness of the earth, which is the resources of the earth. So that means that it's going to be a point in time where he will have rule and dominion over the world. But that also he would, by the sword, he would live. So that sword is his strength. And that's why he's filled with violence. That's why violence covers and surrounds him. This is why he has everything at his disposal. It's through the sword. It says they are not in trouble as other men, talking about the elite. Neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compassed them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. Okay, so you see this, man, all over all these different countries. So now let's go real quick. Let's go to Habakkuk, the second chapter. And we're gonna start at the fourth verse. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him." Talking about Esau. His soul is just not right at all. The Lord made him to be the wicked. So he's not. He doesn't know how to do right. He doesn't understand peace. All he knows is violence. Okay. It says, "But the just shall live by his faith." Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, his philosophy, his democracy, all right, his Western ideology. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Never. Got the whole world colonized and conquered, but that's still not enough. You want to sit in the seat of the Most High. You want to be like the Lord. Never mind. Controlling everything on the planet Earth. Now you want to block out the sun and recreate food, destroy natural food. You want to put your technological devices in people to have them under control, have them under complete surveillance. You want to ration food. You want to give people UBI. You want to lend to the people, but you want to be in that position to just ration, but everything is hoarded up to you yourself. Then you want to go outer space. This devil can never be satisfied, man. His desire is as wide as Sheol, the grave. It says, "But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." And that's why he wants everybody to comply with his new world order. Everybody becoming one under one language, one philosophy up under him. And nations that oppose, he wants war with you. That's why he's at war with Russia. Because they want in on the part of the New World Order, but they don't agree with certain things. That's why there's tension. That's why the Lord is stirring it up between these nations. The Lord is making Esau more despised among the heathen. So now it got to be a showdown. They got to go to war. So the Lord is he's gathering these nations, he's preparing them for war. Now, when you look up that word right here, where it says neither keepeth at home, which I did this before. The Hebrew word for it, where it says keep at home, is the word nawah, which means what says appear, beautify. That's not the context of it. It says down here to dwell, abide, keep at home, rest. He never rests, like I mentioned. And the main motivation behind him not resting, but always just meddling and just constantly out and about, to and fro on the earth, causing all type of war and chaos. All right, trying to dictate, trying to change policies, trying to impose their way of living on the rest of the world. A lot of it is motive behind his riches, because these nations are sitting on land that has, you know, particular resources, minerals. All right, that's useful for him and his agenda. Like, for example, recently, it's been found out that they down there killing off and putting Jake in slavery down there in the Congo because of the cobalt. And we know that that mineral cobalt is very essential to building up uh, a lot of these technological electrical devices. All right, that can be self-chargeable electric vehicles. All right, you need it for to create laptops and smartphones and so on and so forth. So it's very essential to the agenda that he's trying to accomplish, where he wants everything electric, digital. So that's why they're enslaving those jakes down there in the Congo, and it's all for financial gain, for benefit. So going back, when you go down here, go down to the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, and what does it say right here? It says to sit down, to rest. This devil will not sit down. All right, he'll never sit down. He doesn't believe in that. He is a proud man and does not rest, but seeks disturbances and wars. And that's exactly what this foreign minister of China is exactly saying. Since you've been in power, that's all you do. Cause world disruption, and you take away peace from developing countries that's trying to keep, peace relations going. You're the stir up of major conflict all throughout the world. All right. There's no peace in the Middle East because of this devil. Okay. So he's saying what is clearly obvious, and mostly everybody agree. Okay. It's the truth. And that's what the Bible is saying. All right. He is a proud man and does not rest, but seeks disturbances and wars, or major disruption. Look up that word, disturbance. Disturbance. The interruption of a settled and peaceful condition. See, you interference, bother, trouble, inconvenience, upset, annoyance, irritation, interruption, intrusion, harassment. This is Esau, man. All right, so that's what the Bible is saying, and that's why these nations are coming to the realization. They're coming to a common consensus that Esau is the problem. All right, verse 6, and here's where the taunting proverb comes in about him. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Yeah, going into all these different lands, taking, what's not yours, you know, causing proxies, funding rebel groups, sending them in, destabilizing that government to overthrow that regime so you can put in a puppet president or leader so that they can change the policies, and so that you can set up an embassy and you can control the resources and put your corporations there. The nations are tired of it. That's why they all are starting to band together against you. They're siding with Russia and China in that alliance, man. More countries, they're interested in joining BRICS against the West. Won't Saudi Arabia, if they make that move, it's a wrap, man. Then you're gonna have Ishmael along with the Carmanians, which are the Iranians. They're gonna come against you. That's strength over there, man. Along with China and Russia, and eventually that's gonna happen. And the Lord talked about He's gonna stir up a company of nations along with the kings of the Medes to come up against Babylon, because Babylon is the major problem. Because the NATO is really under the grip of America. That's why it's known as the whore that rides the beast. And the beast is gonna get sick and tired of America getting them into all these jams, and they're gonna eventually turn against this place, the great whore, and they're gonna shoot their nuclear arsenal as well as the rest of the world. And that's why this place is going to get totally dissolved. All right. It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, put himself into complete debt, you know, in which, you know, the burden bearers of that debt are the slaves, the workers, all right? Us, are you know, the taxpayers that gotta work and get their taxes taken out, and you're funding whatever this devil puts towards his initiatives, his desire. And all really a lot of the money that they're taking right now and making the country even more and more broke is going over there to Ukraine. And the world is seeing this. This is why the world is well, here in the States pretty soon, once it become like Sri Lanka, they're gonna finally figure it out. And it's gonna be total uproar. And but we gotta be the burden bearers. So you being in this devil being in debt means that you really are in debt. Okay. So eventually people gonna start turning up, man. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake thee that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties, meaning spoil unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. All right, you're gonna be taken because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and all of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. You know, and that's these talking to the elite. Okay, they want freaking everything, man, and can still never be satisfied despite all the wealth that they do have. These people are worth trillions, man. They can stop the world hunger. They can stop these famines. They can stop all the chaos that's happening in the world, but they're not gonna. The Lord didn't make them to do right. Can an Ethiopian change his skin or a leopard his spots? It's not in him. It says that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. You know, they thinking that they have enough wealth to, you know, go and hide themselves and store up all their riches and resources that they hoarded up for themselves, and they think that they're going to be safe from the power of the Lord's wrath. Nah, man. And you're gonna try to hide underground. You already got your bunkers ready. You know somebody that got to do that. You know that you're guilty. You're on the run. You're trying to make an escape route. And the prophecy in Revelation and also in Isaiah where it says, you know, basically they're gonna hide themselves under the rocks, under the holes. They're gonna hide themselves in the dens. But you're gonna get pulled out pursuant to Amos the ninth chapter. For though you shall dig into hell, I will you know, from thence will I, you know, I will dig you, basically dig you out, so to speak, roughly paraphrasing. All right, it says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and hast sinned against thy soul. You cut off a lot of people, a lot of death, a lot of casualties, all these different world wars. All right, and these proxy wars, these wars in between the world wars. All right, the Gulf War, Vietnam War, the Afghan War, the Iraq War. All right, going back to this list, all type of wars, man. Okay, and you took down Libya, you took down Iraq, and you took out Yugoslavia. All right, the Cold War, all these different conflicts, man. Desert Storm cut off many people, man, just so that you can continue to be wealthy on the earth and control everything. All right. I'll read a little more. It says, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. All right, because you're gonna get fired upon, man. These nations are gonna answer back after all this. The Lord gonna put the spirit on them. All the riches and everything that you got is a cry out against you because you got it by injury. All right, what was that? Sirach 10 and 8, because of riches gotten by let me get it. Sirach 10 and 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, and that's where we at, man. Because your world is getting ready to close in on you. It's ending. All right, is getting ready to rule. So all them riches that you did hoard up for the last days is only being reserved for the saints. All right, and you just gonna go right into captivity, man. It says, verse 12, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. Bloodshed. And that's how you got everything in your possession to this day. That's how you got Europe. All right, that's why you have, parts of Africa. That's how you got Australia. And that's definitely how you got all of America, man. North, Central, and South. Okay? So you're gonna have to pay for it. All right. And let me not forget before I end the lesson, because this is exactly what that foreign minister observed about NATO, the beast, which is basically Esau. All the countries represented by Esau makes up the beast. All right. This is how you know this is talking about him. And it's basically his military power. Revelation 6 and 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red. What's the Hebrew word for red? Adawam. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And as that power was given to him, going back to the blessing on the deathbed of Isaac. And by thy sword shalt thou live. And he's, in order for him to do that, all right, he got to go around and commit acts of violence. And that takes away peace. It's nothing but this war and disturbance. And that they should kill one another, all right, war. And there was given to him a great sword. All right, so there you have it, man. All right. So, this is all a shameful spewing upon their glory before the Lord actually puts the spirit on them to finally, you know, follow through with the attack on this beast. Because it's going, hey, the war of Armageddon is being set. The Lord is mustering the host of the battle. He's putting the tension in the air, and he's making sure that these nations are coming against the whore and the beast that's ridden by the whore. All right, Obadiah was that one. You have sent an ambassador. Obadiah 1 and 1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. There you have it. So with that, Lord willing, this was edified. I give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shai. And to the next lesson, I say, Shalom.